You're now listening to the Secret Rocks.
Oh shit alert, Louis clothes, call it when existence, Louboutins and Gucci shows. Well, I guess that goes my Louis shows. More old shit if you roll my...
Yo, what's up, Detroit? Is definitely in the building via your headphones, stereo, and speakers. Of course, this is your man, the African Caesar. And this is the Sneaker Box Show. Sitting across from me is the Katrina of the show, Geeno.
I'm here.
That's me.
You know what? I got to tell you this off the top, right off the top. Rich sends his apologies.
You don't apologize like 6 years later.
Not Mike Rich. Rich from Kicks Lounge. We got the invites.
Oh, okay.
Because we got the invites and you didn't.
Oh, well, better luck next year.
No, that wasn't very nice.
Yeah, sorry.
It's fine.
Said you was the Ringo Starr of the Beatles.
I told you I'm the least known.
Yeah. I mean,
Actually, wait a minute. The Ringo Starr of the
in
Beatles,
Ohio, at least.
wasn't he the drummer?
Was Ringo the drummer? I think Ringo was the drummer.
Yeah. And then wasn't he like the longest living one? Well, other than Paul McCartney.
Yeah, Paul McCartney's still alive.
So I'll take that.
Well, John Lennon didn't die by natural causes.
He still died.
Wasn't his fault.
Is he alive?
Wasn't his fault, though.
Is he alive?
Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
Okay.
Ringo's alive,
He's
though.
alive in everybody's heart.
Ringo's alive, though.
Huh?
I'll be Ringo Starr.
But, hey, I mean, it's better to be a part of the Beatles than not to be a part of the Beatles.
I guess so. I mean, I guess if that's, coming from a place in Ohio.
That's probably the best compliment you're going to get from somebody in Ohio.
Boom. Roasted.
But, it was a dope event, though, real quick. It was nice. That was for the Soul 3s, 2.0s.
Yeah.
I got to say, though, well, I'll save it for the Fab Five. I'm not about that.
I didn't get them.
Me neither.
Message.
I mean, I was,
3 hours one way, 6 hours round trip.
That's not that much. Not that bad of a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before you go to work.
Brutal.
Luckily, I got a desk job.
I'm
just saying. Because if I had to work, boy.
You seem real perturbed.
On me?
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't perturbed, man. I mean, it was a good event. It was dope.
No, it looked like it was a dope event. Like, I seen a lot of the pictures, so it looked like it was pretty fun.
Met a lot of people. Met some people from Jordan Brand. Finally caught up with Matt from, what's the name of the store? He dropped the airships, the corporate
Oh,
guy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, obviously, linked up with Rich, linked up with Marcus, long-time listener. Who else? The owner of Kicks Lounge. Met a lot of people, though. It was dope.
Yeah, sure.
And I gotta say this, and this is probably the first and last time you'll ever hear me say something nice about Ohio, but Akron was pretty dope.
Akron? That's supposed to be like one of the more hood cities of Ohio.
The part I was in, so
probably like the East Point of Ohio.
So that's not a compliment.
I know.
Boom. Roasted.
But no, it was weird.
Well, who was that not a compliment for? East Point or for Akron?
I feel like either. I think for East Point to be compared to anything in Ohio is an insult, and I think to be called East Point of anything is an insult to anybody anywhere. But I will say, so the event was, we go to the event and then we leave, and we're hungry. They had finger food there.
Yeah. I feel like they probably had Korean finger food.
Korean inspired.
Yeah.
What the fuck y'all doing? Y'all rationing around here? Come on, hook me up. 2 little fucking string beans. Give me the goddamn string beans. I want some fucking devil eggs. I like fruit. Don't you like fruit? I like fruit. But this pork shit.
And so we were still hungry. We left, and so they told us to stop by this place called.
They probably had some soul food there.
Wow. And that about wraps up episode 337 Man, no, so I can't think of the place that they told us to go to, but it was a burger joint that you could pull up to.
Yeah.
If I think of the name, like I put the picture up on the video. It's supposed to be like LeBron's favorite place, so of course Guru had to go. But
I got many jokes.
Yeah, so they had multiple locations, and Guru went to one, and I went to the other, and I must have went to the one in the more affluent side of the Akron border, because like it was like it was kind of like Grosse Pointe, St. Clair Shores-ish.
That's probably the one that LeBron actually goes to now. When
I was gonna say that's probably if he went to one, he would go to that one.
Yeah,
because those are like I was actually shocked and surprised that they had such nice neighborhoods in Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm used to like farmland.
Well, like you said that was
shacks.
like Grosse Pointe, so that would make sense why Akron is like the East Point.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you see how we tie it all together.
Yeah. Wasn't on purpose though. But no, it was really nice. I remember I was on the phone with JumpmanBostic, and I was just like, wow, it's nice over here. Like I was like legit shocked that something so nice could exist in Ohio. But yeah, no, so it was cool. Wasn't too bad. So shout out to anybody that got a pair. Once again, I didn't, but you know, it's all good. Anyway, social media. Make sure to follow us on X at TSB_show. Follow us on Instagram at TheSneakerBox_show. And follow us on Facebook by looking up the Sneakerbox Show page. And follow us on TikTok by looking up the Sneakerbox_show page. Anyway, Fab 5 sneaker releases from the previous week. We were off for 2 weeks, so we got to catch up.
Yeah.
So, number 5, we have the KD 18 Air Bacon. I thought this colorway fit perfectly for the shoe.
Well, because of the ridges.
Yeah. So I thought it played well on this silhouette.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I actually like this.
I like when they do stuff like that, though, when they tie in the past with the present.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. And shout out to X. I'm not sure. I'm almost certain he had a hand in this colorway, if not the design itself. But even if he didn't, shout out to X.
Did he do the KD 18?
I want to say he had something to do with it, but I'm not sure. Okay. But we're just gonna give him credit anyway.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of the KD signature line, like the KD 18 is probably one of the better looking ones over the past couple of years now.
See, now you had to say it like that because like, it looks just like the 17.
It looks better than 17. I mean, that's like saying that the LeBron 22 looked like the 21.
In terms of shape, yeah, but in terms of design, no.
That's so okay.
But they literally have the same design elements.
No.
We've been through this a couple episodes ago. Like I'll put them side by side.
Put the 18 and the 17 up.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
It's up right now.
Yes. Look at them. As you can clearly see, they look
the 18
so much alike.
The 18 just looks better though. It's all okay. Put it this way: it's like a car. You know, you got the 2022, and then you got the 2023.
Yes,
slight differences that you can tell that it's the newer model.
Okay, slight upgrades. Okay,
sometimes those matter.
Okay, you made it sound like it was like Beyonce Solange type of comparison.
No. It's like a twin, like.
So it's a slightly better looking twin.
Yeah.
Okay. I would go with that.
So
I'll go with that.
So you thought I was going someplace way?
I did. I thought because you made it sound like it was so much more unique and different. I'm like, it's the same.
Not quite.
Kind of. Let's just.
Yeah, go to number 4.
Number 4.
Not winning that one.
And we might have a first on the Fab 5, by the way. We might. I gotta go back and look.
First?
We might have a first on the Fab 5, and I'll tell you why in a minute.
Under Armour shoe is gonna be number 1.
Fuck no.
You said first. You didn't say what kind of first.
I didn't mean it like that though.
You didn't say what kind of first.
Come on now.
All right, just saying.
The Jumpman just woke up.
I was gonna say, who would he turn into for? Would it be Reimagined?
Oh man, I shudder to think. I don't even know what an Under Armour version of JumpmanBostic would look like.
That would really
that'd be
like,
weird. I might quit sneakers. I don't even know if I want to be a part of sneakers.
I feel
I don't
like,
want to be in a world where JumpmanBostic wears Under Armour.
I feel like there's like the multiverse.
Yeah.
There's different versions of JumpmanBostic, but it's like all different sneaker brands.
We can skip that verse. I don't no. No. But then again, I had pairs of Under Armours. But once again, those pairs, one were given to me. Two, I felt like they were unique because I had, it don't even matter.
The Cam Newtons weren't bad though.
At the time. And even now, they were cheap as fuck though. The quality of that shoe was cheap as fuck.
But it was a...
However, look-wise, it was pretty decent. At least the red pair. I forgot. I don't know if they had other colors. I want to say they had the black and gold.
I feel like the black and gold was nice though.
The red one was my favorite out of the bunch. Number 4, we have the Nike A1 Indigo Girl. I can't say enough about this shoe. I just think it's a dope shoe. Every colorway, even the white colorway, is clean. What?
It's a white shoe
with hits of like iridescence and silver. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that about the white one.
God damn, that was racist.
That one, the one that's on there right now, the Indigo,
the one where you're clearly looking at right now.
Yes, that one is nice.
Yeah.
Out of all of them that's been released, no, I like that black. I like that. What did the black and pink one come out yet, or was just the all?
I didn't see the black. I don't think the black and pink one came out yet.
Yeah, I like the black and pink one.
I like the pink one the most, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But no, this Indigo Girl colorway is so dope, and I love it. I can't. There's not. I mean, I don't even know what the Nike is, and the retail. It retails for like what, 110.
Yeah. The crazy thing is it's such a simple,
and it has cush line in it.
Simple, sleek silhouette.
Yeah.
But it works.
No, but you know what it is
like
though? The way they color block it,
yes,
highlights these subtle features on that shoe. And that's what makes it dope, right? And once again, this is when we have these conversations about colorways, color blocking. Those things, when done properly, can take a basic shoe. And I'm not saying this shoe is basic, but what I'm saying is it can elevate a shoe.
Right.
And that's what we were talking About Shy's shoe. Shay.
Yeah.
Is it Shay or Shy? I don't know.
SGA.
Okay, yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. When we was talking about his shoe, like, yeah, colorway and color blocking, when you can do that shit, like, and the A1 is a good example of that. So that's one that I really think Nike did their part. Like, Nike did good.
You know, they really hit one out the park with that, even though there was a lot of pressure from the community for them to be able to, you know.
Oh, they did it at gunpoint, but you know, at the same time, but you know.
I mean, is that what we need to do?
I mean, I guess so. You know, but I mean, he's, you know, give him credit where credit is due.
Yeah, no, it works. That would be a shoe that I'd be curious to see, like when we get to the end of the year and everybody's doing sneaker of the year.
I'm glad you
really
mentioned that.
want to see where that's at, because it should at least be in the top 10.
Well, I'm gonna get to that as we finish this list because I'm glad you brought that up. Let's get to number 3 though. Number 3.
I knew the segue.
See, Kicks Lounge number 3. Kicks Lounge Special Edition Air Jordan Retro 3 So 2.0. I like this shoe overall. What kills me, and I cannot wait till we get past this phase of aging midsoles. I cannot stand. If there was anything about this shoe that I could change, it would be the midsole. Like, that would be probably the first shoe if I was to get a pair, I would. That wasn't even a shot.
It wasn't, but it was.
Yeah. If I had a pair, I would do a paint job on it.
You're gonna go home and it's gonna be waiting there at the door.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
But no, I would do a paint job on that shoe. You know what I would do? I'll tell you exactly what I would do. All right. Because you got that aged outsole too. So if you look at a Jordan 3 midsole, it's almost like 2 parts. Like like think about the True Blue threes, right?
Right.
How the top part is blue, but then the bottom half of the midsole is white. So I would keep the bottom portion, that aged midsole look, and then the top part where like it would be blue on a True Blue 3, I would make it white.
White.
And I think that would have been because it's too much
Well, see,
aged.
I just think that the aged midsole look on that shoe like works because of the sole. Like because it's not.
Well, that's why I wouldn't get rid of it completely.
Yeah.
Like I said, that top portion of the midsole, I will make it white, and then the bottom half can kind of go into the outsole.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect because, like, as it stands right now, it's too much. And honestly, I don't know who at Jordan Brand is in love with aged midsole, but one, either cut it out or get rid of this asshole because I am so tired of seeing age this and age. That's why I feel like the what were the ones that came out like a couple weeks ago?
Oh, the UNC.
Yeah, it was like in no way was that an upgrade from the previous retro.
They look horrible, like in person. Like in comparison.
Yeah.
To the ones that came. When did those
was like 2015, 2016?
I was going to say, like, it feels.
It was a while ago.
It feels like a while ago, but also still feels kind of recent.
Yeah, it does feel newish. I get what you're saying.
But it's like, yeah, just I agree with you. Like certain shoes, like just give me a brand new pair, all white.
It's gonna age.
Look.
It's gonna age on its own. I don't need your help.
It's gonna age naturally.
Yeah.
I mean, but for those Soul 2.0s, like I said, like it does fit. Yeah. But I do get where you're coming from with that for that shoe. I mean, I agree. I'm not a fan of the aged look. I think it was one of those things where it's like, okay, hey, haha, this is cool.
Yeah,
when
if it was done in moderation, like here and there, okay, fine. Like every time.
We don't need to throw it on every single release.
Because if you think about it, Jordan Brand, like, hey, it's Reimagined, age 3. Reimagined, age 1, Chicago. Reimagined, age UNC. It's like, okay, so basically in Jordan Brand's dictionary, reimagine means just make it look old.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Give it a weathered look.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, like, no. Like, their imagination begins and ends with just aging shoes.
I was going to say, I feel like in the meetings, that's where they started. All right, guys, so we know aged midsole. Like, that's at the top of the list.
Yes.
Like,
it's the one guy suggesting it too. It's like out of 30 people around that table, it's the one guy that's consistently suggesting it. I
wonder if it's the same guy that was going around giving citations.
Probably was.
Yeah.
Let's just say it was him.
What do we call? We called him Larry.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
No, Lawrence. Yeah.
My bad. I didn't want to give him the cool name of Larry. Yeah, Lawrence. Okay.
But no. And it's just like, okay, bro. Like I like I said, the whole age thing is running its course. It's like autotune at this point. Like
yeah. No, I agree. I do feel like, okay, we've done enough of that.
Yeah.
Let's just get back to.
I just want a clean pair.
When I want a new shoe, I literally want a new shoe.
Yes.
I don't need it to be.
I don't want a new shoe that looks old. I want a new shoe that looks new.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, what are you gonna do next? You're gonna crumble the midsole halfway for me too to make it really
do
look.
like they do that for ones where it comes out dirty. You can scrub your ass off to try to make it. Look semi-clean.
Okay, Brendan Dunn.
Yeah. I felt so bad for him because I swear I feel like Complex was just, speaking of Gunpoint, was just like, clean it or else.
Basta. 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 Are you done?
Like.
The funny part is the fact of that it was him that did it. Like you didn't see Joe LaPuma.
No, Joe couldn't be. Yeah, he could. Oh my, he couldn't be bothered. That was so beneath him. I can only imagine. First of all, I can imagine he has his own dressing room with a star on there. It says LaPuma.
No, I mean, look, put it this way. Now I know there's a lot of vitriol towards Complex.
Yeah,
Joe LaPuma is like again solid. Like in terms of what I see on screen. Like, yeah, he should have.
I mean, I've heard some things behind the scenes, but no,
it's probably as his star has grown.
Yeah, but yeah, one, I almost guarantee you they didn't even look his way when it came to even pitching that idea.
They better not.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But then two, it was just like, man, I just felt so bad for because it's like, first of all, if you're gonna make anybody do it, make Matt do it. Like
that's what I expected.
But yeah. But, it's just like, okay. But it was just, I felt bad. That was like the one moment where I was like, damn, I feel bad for homie. Because he was just scrubbing away and that shoe was just not.
When then he tried to convince himself.
Yeah, oh man, look how white it is. And it's like, no, it looks the same. It looks exactly the same. Let's see, number 2. We have the Nike SB Dunk Low Rodeo. It was a nod to, You know, Black History, Black
Yeah,
Cowboys.
those-
Subtly.
those were
What is it
solid.
like? What, May, and they just not dropping a
A
Black
little
History
late in the
month?
game, right?
I know.
But I mean, I do feel as if that was a solid sneaker.
It would have been if it was a black, you know, if it came out in
I
February.
mean, hey, you think about like you could have did that as a Black History Month. You could have did a whole collection.
I mean, we could have did a whole collection based on that thing, but you know, I mean,
Message.
you know, got relegated to one shoe 2 months later.
I bet you that N7 collection comes out at the right time of the
Oh,
year.
I bet it does, and I bet it's more than just one shoe too.
He ain't lying.
Let's see what they do with the Be True collection next month. You know, because
Yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy, crazy work. It's man, to this day, I know people are probably tired of me bitching about it, but it's just like to this day, it's amazing to me how something that's so easy in concept is made so difficult by people who refuse. Like things become like, I think of it like this: if I study for a test, the test becomes easier. If I don't study for the test becomes harder.
Yeah, but this is like not studying for the test and just knowing that you're gonna pass anyway.
But that's my point. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you go into a test not studying, and then are shocked by the results, and it's like, you know, you don't do your due diligence. You didn't have anybody of color on the design team, and this is not just at Nike. This is across
Oh, yeah,
brands
it's
in general.
everywhere. Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, okay.
It's like I've always wondered like
You
how
know, Puma was doing a relatively good job too, because they did the Tommy Smith collection. I forgot they had some other collections.
well, remember Adidas. at
Adidas
one
too.
point, yeah,
Adidas had some good
yeah.
ideas. It just came down to execution for them.
Yeah.
And
And then and I guess again
having the right silhouettes too.
Converse. I know it's some
Converse,
under Nike,
yeah.
like, but Converse did a couple years ago. They
What was it? The NBA, the first black NBA
Yep.
players. Yeah. So they, you know, so there were some brands attempting to put effort behind it. But you know, for me, you know, effort and execution, right? Like you can I can want to sing, but if I don't practice, if I don't take singing lessons, then you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
But that's a part of wanting to, right? So it's like that's what makes me wonder where the effort is, because you can verbally say, "Oh, we really want it to," but if I don't see the resources and the time and the work put behind those things, then you know it's really hard to take your effort at face value. Because
right.
what are we basing effort on other than you telling me you know? So, and then if I can look at the history or the track record of the Black History Month collections across all brands, it got progressively worse.
Yes.
So I don't understand. Once again, usually when you put work behind something, you progressively get better. So
I mean, I guess the one idea that I would have, I don't know, and they're not gonna take it anyway. They take Guru's ideas, not mine. So if he would have said it, they probably run with
text
it.
it to him and have him recite it when he gets in.
Yeah. Yeah, so that way you could go, you know, take that
Like a
wire.
times, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't they just treat it like the Dornbecker collection? You mean to tell me you can't find like a school somewhere that is in a predominantly black neighborhood and have children design a sneaker? Like,
I'm just gonna put it out there because I was gonna write an article, and I might as well just go ahead and say it on the show. But I had pitched Nike some years ago. So me and a friend of mine, Ben Avey, who's the senior design director at Carhartt, we worked together to put together a pitch deck for how we could improve the Black History Month collection, right? And so, kind of taking inspiration from Adidas, how they were taking black athletes or black stories and trying to elevate those things and basing the entire collection on it. I took that idea and I said, okay, cool. Well, me being black from Detroit, what's the most obvious black story that I could tell, right? Motown. Who doesn't like Motown? It's Motown. Like, Motown has birthed how many legends?
I was going to say, like, I feel like anybody should easily be able, at the top of their head, be able to name like 4 or 5, like, without question.
Right. So, and then, you know, Motown transcends race, sneakers, you know. So, like, not only would that do well among sneakerheads, but I thought it would do well outside of sneakerheads, like the general public, right? So we even came up with a name. So, like, you know, Motown was called Hitsville. The collection was called Kicksville, you know. So we're playing off of that, and we had picked certain silhouettes to kind of go to tell like certain, because obviously, you know, the story of Motown is so big that, you know, you gotta do like the highlights, right?
Right.
And so to give you an example, so the first big hit from Motown was Money, written by Garrett Strong, or sung by Garrett Strong. So he was going to take the Nike Air Money and use that shoe to kind of tell that part of the story. I was going to
say that is definitely called storytelling.
Yeah, and so similar. So another idea we had was, so Detroit, the city itself, is a character in that story because, you know, Motown was located in Detroit. Everybody lived within a 4-block radius. When you think about Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, the Temptations, all lived. Smokey Robinson, all live within a 4-block radius of each other.
I just pause.
Yeah.
Like not pause, like bad pause.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think.
I know, right? That's all these legends, right? Marvin Gaye,
right?
You know,
right there.
Like it's crazy to think that. So, Aretha Franklin, even though Aretha wasn't signed with Motown, still to have all this talent in one city. So, you know, Detroit kind of is a character in this story because Motown, the name Motown comes from Motor City, right? Or Motor Town, and he just condensed it. And so we wanted a theme to kind of run along all the sneakers where all the outsoles would either be clear or translucent, and they would have a street map of 1960s Detroit, and they have like a star where the Motown studio was located, right off the boulevard, right? So that way, no matter which shoe it was, no matter what color, no matter what the theme was for that particular shoe, that was consistent throughout the collection and tied it all together. So come up with this whole collection, this whole pitch deck. My favorite, though, I gotta tell you, my favorite was we wanted to do Chuck Taylor's because at the time, at the Motown Museum, depending on when you go, they highlight certain acts or certain groups. And so this particular moment, they were highlighting the Jackson 5. And so in the museum, they had the outfits they wore. I don't know what show they were. I don't know if it's the Ed Sullivan show or what. But there was a skit they did where they were playing basketball, and they were like these yellow jersey shorts and these yellow Chuck Taylors, right? And so we wanted to do was take that same, so part of the collection was going to be some yellow Chuck Taylors designed almost like the pair that they wore on the TV show. And so on the inside patch, we thought it would be cool that you could swap out. So, you know, the Jackson 5 had their own cartoon. Mm-hmm. So the shoes would come with patches of the different cartoon characters of each of the brothers, and you could swap out your favorite brother on the shoe, like, you know, so you could remove the Converse patch and put like Michael or Tito, whoever your favorite was, right? So we thought it was just kind of cool to do and kind of tie all this together, whatever. So anyway, we pitched this to Nike. We had a series of meetings. I forgot, maybe like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 meetings. It was almost like Mortal Kombat. You beat this character, now you go up the ladder or some shit.
And you just keep pitching the same
exact thing, and we're moving, and everybody's loving it. Oh yeah, this is good. Da, da, da. And then we get to the boss fight, and it was a black. I'm not gonna say his name, but it was a black man. And in my mind, I'm walking in just confident. Like, shit, if anybody gonna get it, because mind you, up until this point, it's been mostly white people, right?
Right.
We get to the meeting. We haven't. He says. We pitched the whole thing, and he says, Nike's global, Motown's local. Meaning Motown was too small of a story for Nike to tell. And I remember, he was hung up on the fact that we wanted to do the street map of Detroit on the outsole of every shoe. And so he wanted to do more of a broader music, like when we talk about all black music, but I'm like, Motown is his own story. Stax is his own story. Like all these different record labels that you could name are their own story, right? So, and not to mention, if we're talking about doing Black history, if you do these all-encompassing collections, then after a while you run out of things to tell. Whereas you elongate the storytelling if you focus on one story. You know, like we do Stax this year, or we do Motown this year, and then maybe 5 years from now we do Stax. That way you elongate the collection.
You almost you create a starting point.
Yeah.
For to always be able to come back to year after year of kind of like where to get. Okay, yeah.
So if we're talking about if we're writing a book of black music in American history, Motown is a chapter, Stax is a chapter, and you could go down the list, right? So instead of making a collection based on the book, let's make collections based on each chapter. That way, once again, we can add life to this Black history thing, right?
Right.
So, so he said Motown was local, Nike was global. Now, mind you, leading up to this, let's think about all the designs Nike specifically has done for Black History Month. It's been tribal print, Pan-African colorways, kente cloth, right? I think, it was like 1 year is like based on a tribal print in Ghana. So his whole argument was kids don't know enough about Motown for this to be successful.
That's why you teach it to them.
That's one, what you just said. The whole point of making a Black History Month collection is to elevate these stories and using sneakers as a means to do it. 2, okay, so kids don't know about Motown, but they know about the tribal print in Ghana.
Exactly.
Like, what make, like, motherfucker, like, and so then it's like, so it was funny because Ben, because we was all on a Zoom call, and Ben texted me, and he could tell, like, I'm about to pop off. Like, he's like, don't do it. So, but I was just kind of like, kids know about Michael Jackson.
Right.
Motown legend. Kids know about Stevie Wonder, Motown legend. Like Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye, all these people. Like these are worldwide known legends.
Yeah.
These aren't people that you heard of in the corners of somewhere.
Where was he from? Is this guy even still with?
Yeah, he's still with Nike.
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
In the same.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that when he said that? So if you've ever been to the Motown Museum, they have a board, like this big ass board with the world map. And if you're the first person from a particular location, you get to put a pin in that map from where you're from. So you can see all the people from around the world that have come
to visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing is full of pins. So for me, it was just kind of like Paul McCartney redid the piano, the original piano that they used in the studio, like Paul McCartney. And it was just kind of like, okay, so it was just like, it was such a letdown because it was just like this black man is discounting a black story because he feels like it isn't worthy or big enough for Nike to tell.
Like just because he's unaware of it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, clearly.
But I'm like, if the shoe is dope, and this is why, and when we talked about the Brick Forest, right? To me, it came down to execution. If the shoes are dope, the shoes would then lead to the story behind it.
Right.
Right? And as a matter of fact, part of the box, so if you ever have a Dornbecker shoe, on the lid, it gives you the backstory of that child, right? So on the lid, what we wanted to do was kind of do that same thing where we gave the backstory to that particular group or particular element that we were focused on that particular shoe to give you further exposition, like, so if there's a Jackson 5 Chuck Taylor, like, give you the backstory to Jackson's. If there's a Supreme Air Max 1, whatever. Or I think we wanted to do a Supreme Air Max 95. And so we had all these ideas. We had thought long and hard about which shoe we wanted to use for what element of the story. Like, my favorite was the Holland Dozier and Holland. It was the Converse Pro Leather. So there was a story I come across where they had this old couch. It was made out of chenille material or whatever.
Yeah, that sounds like an old couch.
Yeah, and just the 80s, 70s, 80s, right? And it was this, and so I thought about using that material for the Pro Leather and have like musical notes kind of etched into it. And then the Converse logo made out of gold records. And you know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of like, once again, just
telling the story.
Yeah. And so like I said, to put all this thought, because my whole thing has always been it's not enough to point out a problem, create a solution. So I can sit up here and bitch about the Black History Month all day, collections all day, right? But I gave y'all a solution, and I mean it's a fucking layup. You know what I'm saying? And so the idea behind, so that was my pitch, right? But the overall pitch was, all right, Nike, y'all having problems telling these stories. Okay, why don't you every February, or every year, collaborate with a Black creative? So that way, you look like you're giving them an opportunity. And if it fails, it ain't just on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and that way, you know, you could tell, you know what I'm saying? You could tell more of these Black stories because, I mean.
Well, plus you allowing us to be able to tell our story.
Right. You allowing us to tell our story. So that way it's going to be told the right way.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, I'm breaking this down to him or whatever, and to have a Black man be like that, and so that shit just kind of pissed me the fuck off, and that's why I never came to fruition. I had pitched this like years ago, and I even put some of the photos up. You know,
I just think it's crazy that somebody would tell you that Motown is local when yet
and Nike's global.
Well, that Air Max 180 that came out about a month ago, the Apron Records.
Yeah.
Remember I told you, I'm like, what the fuck is that Apron Records?
That's why I was kind of
it's
that's why I was annoyed with that.
It's stuff like that where I'm just like, make this make sense. Like, again, and who knows? Maybe
Apron Records, no knock on Apron Records, but they're not setting the world on fire.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, clearly that's something in the UK, right?
Yeah.
That's not global.
I will say, I think that collaboration, in the interest of fairness, had a lot to do with their connection to either Powder or some other sneaker brand that has a tight relationship with Nike. But even with that being said,
but even with that, man, like, just call it what it is, bullshit.
Like Rockefeller had Air Force One. Motown don't deserve a shoe.
He ain't lying.
And then this would annoy me. This would annoy me the most. Is because I had reached out to people at Motown and I told them about the idea or whatever. Because obviously, in order for us to do a Motown collection,
you gotta get their
licensing,
sign off. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of legal stuff you got to get through. These motherfuckers try to go behind my back with it.
Well, of course.
And I was just kind of like, damn, like y'all wasn't even thinking about doing this until I came over here, and then they started like, but even when they pitched them directly, Nike still was like, yeah, whatever.
It's crazy to me.
It's crazy to me
that's like, is it art? Okay, I'm gonna say it's crazy to me, but then I feel like it makes sense. Because remember I told you, like, when we went to Nike, how like just it was weird. Like, it just feels like out there in Beaverton, it is like its own world closed off from the rest of society.
It is,
and that's from that sound of Motown is local, Nike is global. Like, that lets me know, like,
the arrogance in that statement, though.
You are in your own box.
The arrogance in that statement. Rick James is enough. Like, the arrogance in the statement of Boyz II Men, Motown, like, it's crazy to me. Like, especially, it's like, I had to question, like, what household did you grow up in? Because growing up in my household,
Temptations.
You hearing some?
I mean, I was gonna say we can keep going.
No, we can go all day. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gonna like come across, whether it's your grandmother or even your parents, you're gonna come across this old school music, and a lot of it was Motown. Like, case in point, Christmas don't start until it's Temptations sing Silent Night. Like, that's just the official start of Christmas in my house.
That and Donny Hathaway.
Yeah, Silent Night, Temptations is the official opening of Christmas, the Christmas season. You know, and so for me, it was just like,
I'm still trying to figure it. I'm still trying to figure out that comment, only because, like, now I'm thinking back to a lot of the other Nike collabs that identify maybe like locations, and especially just in the US, right? So I'll tell you one, for example, the Rucker Park Air Force One.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've heard of Rucker Park.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people outside of New York have heard of Rucker Park. So you mean to tell me it's people outside of New York, or outside of Detroit, that, and LA for that matter, once they moved to LA, they never heard of Motown? Like, that's what I'm really trying to, like, understand and grasp the concept.
I even did a survey, and I went around just asking me, like, what would you think if Nike did a Motown shoot? And everybody thought it was dope. When we were still traveling to sneaker cons, I went around asking people, and they thought it was like the dopest thing ever.
You say this guy still work for Nike?
Still work for Nike. And it was crazy. And, like, once again, we had like 4 or 5 meetings with white people, and I'm not trying to make this racial, but damn, like,
They got it.
That's my point. How they get it, but then the one black dude is like, Michael Jackson, that ain't big enough.
Which Michael?
Oh, you know what would have been dope too? So
about?
this is okay. So real quick, this is the last thing I'm gonna mention about it. So, one of my favorite performances ever is Motown 25, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. That is like the hardest performance ever, right? So we knew we couldn't get away because it was Motown special, but it wasn't. Billie Jean is in a Motown single, but he got away with it because he's Michael Jackson. Anyway. We knew we were going to have legal hurdles, right? Because it's one thing to license the Jackson 5. It's another to license Michael Jackson. You got to go through his whole estate and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. So I said, okay, let's do a friends and family. So that, this is one way to circumvent all that. Let's do a friends and family pair commemorating Motown 25, right? That performance. So we were going to use the Air Jordan 16, right? Because this is another example of colorways. Certain silhouettes lend themselves to certain colorways. So the top portion was going to be like white 3M, and then it was going like because you got the shroud, right? And then it's going to have like hits of like silver or something reflective, and then you could take the shroud off, and even that portion underneath was going to make white 3M, and then it has like little pods. It's going to put elements of silver or something shimmery or something, and then the rest of the shit is going to be black patent leather. And then the outsole is going to be clear, and it's going to have like a surface of the moonwalk, right? And that's going to be friends and family pair. It's going to like pass those out to certain people in the sneaker community, certain YouTubers like Nightwing, Jock Slade, Mike Rich, to your chagrin.
I have no beef with Mike Rich.
So but then other people in the sneaker community like Buckeye City, so it was Polo and J's, like certain people in the sneaker community that we thought one spoke to what makes sneaker culture as dope as it is, but also two, to kind of help get word out, have like a grassroots movement type thing, right? Because I ain't want to just give it to like, oh, let's give it to Seth Fowler. Like, no, let's give it to people that we think are the best of what sneaker culture is.
Yeah, and also people that would get it.
Yeah, that too. And so that was the idea. It was going to take the Air Jordan 16 and kind of just play off of Michael Jackson, his iconic white socks and black shoes. And so I'm telling you, we thought long and hard about this shit. And it was just like, Motown's local, Nike's global.
That's crazy.
And it's just like the craziest shit. And it's like, yo, so I can't pitch Motown. Like, what else can I pitch? Like, what black story then is big enough for y'all? Just did a shoe on Black Cowboys. That's big, but Motown isn't. Yeah, and that's not a knock. That's not a knock on Black Cowboys. Like, that was a story worth telling because a lot of people don't know about it. But that's the point. The Black History Collection was meant to elevate those black stories through the use of sneakers and bring it to the 20. What are we in the 21st century now? So, so that's what made it frustrating. But it's like, you telling me that, but then every shoe you've made is based on kente cloth and tribal print. So it's like, so they don't know about Motown, but they know about the tribal print in Ghana. They know about the kente cloth in whatever country you decided to like. And let's be honest, the reason you did that shit is because it's easy. You could just Google tribal print that on the shoe, and it doesn't require no work. That's why when we asked them directly who's on the design team for the Black History Month collection, they didn't want to tell us because they knew they ain't had nobody black on there. And then, and here's the funny part: when they called themselves trying to like bring it back to life, even though they didn't, all of a sudden now, hey, we got black designers. You want to meet them? No, not now. Especially now that I know you relegated it to Nike by you and an afterthought. No, don't bring them out to be your punching bags now. Like, no. You had an opportunity to do right in the beginning, and you didn't. Like we talked about it one year when Westbrook came out the Super Soaker. He had a Super Soaker joint, and kind of find out the designer or the creator of the Super Soaker was the black man.
Guy. Yeah, yep. That would have been it. That would have been an easy
layups. And the fact that y'all are blowing that because nobody took the fucking time to do any type of due diligence whatsoever is beyond me. And it's infuriating. It's insulting. And
No, it is, because I think the other crazy part is I feel it's disrespectful in two ways to say that, the Motown comment that he made.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful in the sense of Black history is Black history. Whether you think that it's local or not, it's still Black history.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is that really, like, outside of that really pisses me off is I feel like that is always the knock against Detroit. Like, it's a knock against the city. Like, if Motown had been founded in L.A. or founded in New York, I bet you he wouldn't have made that comment.
Yeah, but
I can guarantee you he wouldn't have made that comment.
But that's what makes that story so significant is the fact that it's a house in the middle of some neighborhood in Detroit. Like, it wasn't in New York. It wasn't like it defied all the odds. It wasn't in a major music market that made sense. It was in Detroit of all places, and it's called the Motown sound for a reason. They basically defined the 60s as far as music. And you're gonna tell me that they're not big enough? All right, bro.
Again, that's why I said, like, to me, that's forever that knock against the city.
That is wild talk. Because
like I said, had Motown been founded in New York or LA, he would have been all over it.
Yeah, let's do an Arista collection. Let's do a Capitol Records collection. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd have been no problem. But whatever.
Well, you know what I gotta say to that guy that's still there?
What?
This is like, seriously.
Like, I'm telling you.
Because that's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Like, seriously.
It is.
Like,
but anyway, number 1, Nike A1 Pink Aura. I fucking love this shoe. I love this shoe. I love this shoe. I want to get a pair for me and my daughter. Them shit sold out like within seconds. And you could tell Nike kind of hedged their bets with the production numbers.
Exactly.
But, you know.
Well, especially the fact that you do a release and then you got another general release.
Yeah.
Like about a month later, like, come on now.
But that shoe is just perfection. Now, to your point.
Actually, wait a minute. Time out. That also pisses me off because now I'm pissed off.
What was that?
They, like exactly what you said. They hedged their bets.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't even believe.
Here's the thing. You got a dope shoe that's $110. There's no reason that shoe won't sell. Not to mention, we've been begging for this. Now I'm pissed off with you. The community begged you for this.
Like, that's
they begged you.
That's
so you
what,
know
that's
you got
what I'm saying.
So you know the demand is there.
So there's no way that it doesn't sell out legitimately.
Yeah.
Not it doesn't sell out just based off of you fudging the numbers on production.
Yeah.
Like, you should have known that it was gonna do the numbers that it's gonna do.
Right. Once again, you had to do this by gunpoint.
And then even if you didn't know, why do you have all of these colorways already? If you didn't think that it was gonna do something.
Well, the rumor was that they were working on what's so good, Caitlin Clark's, and they pivoted because of the backlash. But
that should have made them that should have made them kind of know, like, yeah, this is probably gonna be a big deal.
I mean, once again,
and then the money they put behind the rollout when they did the rollout in South Carolina at the Foot Locker there in our hometown.
Dope.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
And the collection is dope.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like you put everything behind it, but yet you did this lackluster, half-ass release on sneakers.
Yeah.
Just to turn around and we doing a general release, later on in a month.
Are they doing another general release?
It's supposed to be another general release. I think Foot Locker is supposed to do a general release.
I thought they released their pairs already. At least the pink colorway, at least.
I think I could have sworn the pink one was supposed to be another release.
So here's my thing about this shoe, and I'm glad you brought up sneaker of the year. When we talk about sneaker of the year, my mind automatically goes to, because most people, I think they just look at it as what shoe released this year. I try to give the nod to something, especially if it's something new in 2025, right? Like I don't want to see the white cements. Like, that shoe came out in 1989, right? I don't want to see the white cements on a list of 2025 sneakers of the year. It had its moment. It had many moments, right? Like, I give the nod to things that are new in 2025, or at the very least, if it's a collaboration, right? Okay, I can understand that because that's somebody putting a twist on it or whatever, right? But to me, there's no shoe that is as dope and as impactful as Aja Wilson's shoe this year, at least
so far.
So far,
yeah,
so far. So for me, when we talk about sneaker of the year, that's the obvious winner to me. I don't like. I know people say, "Oh, the bricks." I feel a lot of times people think Jordan, like Jordans tend to dominate the sneaker of the year list, and I'm like, I get it, but at the same time too, there are so many other dope shoes that come out, but because they come from a smaller collaborator or from a smaller brand, they don't garner the attention that a Jordan automatically comes with. And I think that's to the detriment. And I hate when you have high profile sneaker news media sites that, once again, we talk about due diligence. Like, yo, like I can understand a normal person because they don't get paid to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? You do though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can take the time to like actually put together a comprehensive list of all the dope shit that came out and highlight the shit based on merit, not just on brand name. And so, once again, when we talk about dope sneakers in 2025, I think not only is it one of the dopest signature sneakers that came out this year, dope colorway, and like I said, the impact it's had on the women's side of things in sneakers. Like I think about the release party where was that Cheryl Swoops that was there, and she cried and she talked about like how she had to break through.
For those of you who don't know, that is the name of Asia's book. Asia, you are her. Well, I'm not looking at my paper because I don't want to. There simply aren't enough words to express how big this moment is and what it means to me personally. 30 years since the first Black woman had a Nike signature shoe. I can't think of anyone more deserving than you to be next. A1, a real one, since day one. Cheers. Cheers.
Like that shit meant something, you know what I'm saying? And you can see, like, just go on social media, you can see the impact it's had on the women in sneakers, and especially the athletes and whatnot. And it's very, very significant. It's something that I think we're going to look back on as a significant sneaker in sneaker history. And so to me, like I said, that's the obvious sneaker of the year so far.
I got nothing. I actually want to turn that, got Guru in the building now. I know he got thoughts on it.
What up, y'all? I guess I kind of look at it like certain songs, certain albums make it to the Grammy nomination because it garners the attention, but it also sold, right? So like, what's a good, I'm trying to think. Like a lot of people like Stillmatic, right? Everybody agree that's a great album, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't do like record-breaking numbers for it to be, I guess, for the Grammys to say, hey, this is up for album of the year or whatever their case, right? The content was there, the rapping ability was there and everything. Of course, that was in the middle of the beef, so the impact was there, but that was like, the sales didn't quite meet our metrics, so that's why I miss it. Do I agree with it? No. So when it comes to the shoe of the year conversation, I feel like the Asia Wilson leans more to the women, and they deserve it because that's a story that needs to be told from their perspective.
I feel like men bought it too, though.
I mean, I'm saying, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it leaned.
I'm trying to find a pair.
I'm saying that too. Yeah, it leaned to a man. I'm just saying it leaned towards that, but opposed to like the Brick Fours, whatever, right? Whether you was a man, woman, or a kid in high school, it gravitated to that shoe along with the storytelling. So I think.
But I feel like you can say both with that shoe.
I can't say that the popularity of the Asia Wilson shoe was a tad bit more about the bricks than that. I like the Asia
Wilson
Wilson shoe.
I think the popularity had to do with the fact it was a Jordan 4. You got a whole
which is cool. Which is why when you make music every year and you submit your album for the year to the Grammy, the Recording Academy, you know you're going to go up against Taylor Swift.
No, I understand that, but
So,
just
I
because
mean-
it's Taylor Swift don't mean it was good.
But also too, you also know that Taylor Swift has built up enough equity where you know.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I see.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I know.
you know,
I agree with that.
Yeah, no,
but I think
yeah.
that's what it is. Now, I get it. I went in Dixie yesterday. The satin shorts, the black hoodie with the satin inside for protective woman hair, like all of that was.
That's
real.
so dope. It's so subtle, but so dope.
Yeah, I think it was dope too. From they had that story told from that perspective, and then also too on the Nigel side. To me personally, I like the biker wear. I like the campaign with the young lady who go around interviewing people. The young girl, her doing that with
That
him.
was
You know what I'm
dope.
saying? Then
That was
there's
dope.
like so like the clothing with the apparel was extremely dope for the Nigel shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's a case for both. Yes, the Jordan is like, it's kind of like the most popular one, so it gets the lean nod. But I mean, Jordan made history in that shoe. That shoe stood the test of time, and here it is. You was able to add another piece of icing to an already pre-made shoe, which I kind of understand where you're coming from. But it's the Asia Wilson shoe, and I felt like people were more successful getting the bricks than they were her shoe.
No, I mean that's another
which
part.
is
of it.
not which now plays a part to Chic in the Year. Is like, okay, how much is your people was able to grasp the product and enjoy it in hand. And it almost reminds me, this situation reminds me, remember Wale's first album, Attention Deficit?
I was just thinking
they
that.
undershipped his
I was
album.
just thinking that.
He was one of the most deep medical music catalog. He was on the biggest record with no hands, you know what I'm saying? With Roscoe Dash and Waka.
That
and then his
album
album comes on, they
done-
undershipped it.
It would have done.
But here's my thing, though.
Yeah, so like
But that's not Asia's fault, though. Like, I mean,
No,
Asia,
but she's gonna bear she's gonna feel it.
She's gonna be the face.
But
of
no,
that.
but this is my point, though. This is my point, though. People were banging the drums for her shoe. Even if, like, the reason she got the shoe is because people were like, yo, like, make it or else. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
But I think I agree with you on that. I think that she might lose her sneaker of the year because Nike undershipped it. Nike could care less because whether it's a Jordan sneaker of the year or either way.
Yeah.
So that's what she just take the kind of she got the uphill battle with that when it comes.
No,
to
and I
sneakers.
agree with you. But I'm just saying, if we're looking at it sneaker for sneaker, it was like, this is a whole new silhouette. Like it's easy to sell a Jordan. It's a Jordan. Like it sells itself almost. You know what I'm saying? So when you got a whole new silhouette and you going up against a Jordan, like, yo, like I gotta give my nod to that because it's like, yo, like, once again, it's a Jordan 4. You ain't really have to do much, and you really didn't do much with that shoe. Whereas this is a whole new fucking silhouette that gotta go to market. And
then I'll say this though.
And like I said, it had the impact behind it too. Like when we talk about storytelling, the story behind her shoe and how it came to be, that story got more weight to it than.
Then that's the case. Then LeBron, if you gonna take that stance, then LeBron, the PG, not the PGs, but the LeBron, the D Books, the Kyrie's gonna knock on your door and say, well, if that's the case, then why we're not up for sneaker of the year? You
No,
know
they
what
are.
I'm saying? When all the other previous years going up to Jordan, you know what I'm saying?
No, and I would agree. No, and I would agree with that. They should have been. Like that's because matter of fact, when I did the footwear news thing, I don't know if that was 2020. What year did the 19s drop?
19s dropped 20. That was right before the pandemic. Because I was almost 5 years.
That would have been 20. That would have been 2020, wouldn't it?
That was my sneaker of the year.
That was the shoes. That shoe's 3 years old. Because it's 20. He on his 2020 shoes. He on his
2022.
Yeah, 3 years.
So when footwear news asked me like for my collab of the year and sneaker of the year, right? I said the chosen one LeBron 19s was my sneaker of the year because that shoe was phenomenal. If you wiped away the black paint and revealed everything. There was not another sneaker that was as dope as that. Like, once again, it's a brand new sneaker, the creativity behind that, and I mean, it was a beautiful fucking looking sneaker. Like, show me a better looking sneaker from 2022.
Was that the year? What?
That's the one LeBron I personally couldn't care for. I like that colorway, and
that's why I said that specific colorway.
But it was just
every other colorway was, but the chosen one colorway,
the hoop in it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
The style of it wasn't that. It was comfortable, but everything else was a knock on it.
Was that the year the all blue 3? Everybody ended up saying was sneaker of the year.
Might have been. I can't remember.
All blue or 3?
Or was it all blue? Wasn't it all?
2022 was like.
I don't remember. Was it 2022?
I mean, 20, yeah, because it was 3 years ago. Because the 19s came out 3 years ago.
Well, then it wasn't in there.
Okay,
3-4 years ago.
I just remember it was 1 year. I wanted it was a DJ Khaled.
Was it a 2022 or 2023?
Yeah,
I remember
one
which
of
year
them. It was a DJ Khaled Jordan release. Where,
it was a royal. Well, that DJ Khaled 3 didn't come out.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I mean, it was basically Khaled 3 without the Khaled on the back.
And that's
Some
the one.
people call it like the
And that's
Nipsey
the one.
Blue threes or
Everybody,
whatever.
that's the one. Everybody was like, "Oh, this is the best sneaker." But that's what I say. Like I'm kind of like making
that's
your
why
point
yeah.
of why. Like I agree. I think when we try and crown something as sneaker of the year, it should be something. It should be something that we haven't seen before. Like I look at the Asia Wilson the same as I look at like the AE ones, right? Like we're looking at something that's brand new that now like it's catching your attention and like. What I want to see is throughout the WNBA season, I want to see let's see all the different PEs she got.
Because it's like this. Hold on, real quick. Like when we do like movie of the year, right? It's like because like what they do now is they re-release movies in the movie theaters, right? Like you can't re-release Star Wars and then have it go up against something that's like Sinners and be like, oh, Star Wars movie of the year in 2025. Like no, this is a whole new brand movie that was dope, was amazing, brand spanking new. Star Wars came out in the 70s. Just because they re-released it now is going to be in the categories of movie of the year.
I guess
if we leave it up to them, they probably will say Star Wars.
Would you say Big Papa in 95 or about 95, 96, would you say that was a song of the year?
Big Papa?
That or Juicy?
One of those two?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
they both came out in 95.
Because Pac just died in 96. So
no, but what I'm saying is if those songs both came out in 95, then I mean they both worthy of being in the category. Now, if you bring in some old song from 20 years ago and then being like, okay, it's a song of the year now, like no.
But one of your biggest gripes with that song is say that Puffy just took the instrumental from Ronald Isley's and just slapped busy lyrics on it.
Yeah. Right. That's my beef with it.
So I mean, that's what I mean. If we're gonna okay the music and then like down in the sneakers, I mean, it's kind of like.
And I would agree with that. So I would probably lean towards something that was actually brand more organic, I guess.
Something that hadn't been heard.
Yeah, because if you come with a whole new sound,
that was one of the biggest songs though in that year though.
No, it was, but so was grunge. Grunge in the early 90s was like a new sound and a new.
I bet you that's what your man's from Nike was probably listening to. He didn't grow up on Motown. He grew up on grunge music.
But I mean,
if you asking me,
the only thing I would give now, I guess when you say the Jordan 4, yes, it's just another Jordan 4 with color variation, right? But also too, to me. I'm still by the shoe to support her, and I still think, but I feel like her shoe is very reminiscent of Giannis' shoe. You know what I'm saying? So the shoe that he's released this year that like nobody talks about as went super underneath the radar, because I was about to buy my son something. I thought they were like a team hustle D's, and I was like, no. I looked at the tag and it was Giannis. I'm like, dang.
I don't know if I would say that. Only reason I would say that is because I think because in the last couple of years Nike has been so generic when they signature shoes that they all kind of do bleed together.
He ain't lying. I think if that's the case, I think even remove a Jordan brand from it, right? Yeah. Say if Nike said we're gonna do it, Ja Morant is making a strong case for his shoe. It's different.
Oh, his new shoe hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, the new one that's come out.
Oh, that new one.
No, I agree.
So now that would be Asia Wilson's toughest competition because the way they did it, the max volume, how they incorporated the check into the J.
But see, that's why I would.
So like that's why it's almost like with the A2 people feeling like a little hit and miss on the AE2s. This is the perfect release to kind of snatch that momentum back by Nike.
Right.
Was that Ja shoe?
But design-wise, I would agree. Well, first of all, I think the AE1 is a perfect example of that. Like, there was Jordans that dropped last year. There was collaborations that dropped that year. The reason the AE1 was so significant is because it was something unique and different. And it had a cool factor to it that we hadn't seen in a while. Right? And I feel like Asia has all that. And then, like I said, the story behind that, the impact it's had on women's side of things. And like I said, like even if before the shoe even came out, the story of how it even came to be, the fact that people collectively got on the internet and bullied Nike to the point where it was like, all right, like, well, make it, goddamn. Like,
is that what we got to do to get you to watch a WNBA game?
Probably.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
But so it's you know what I'm saying? So
you down the WNBA game, but if you sat here and watched it, you would really enjoy it almost more than
what did I say negative about it?
You 100%. You say because you say it's not athletic. That's what you said.
I don't know when I said that. All I
said
was
that last year.
But I will say this.
You said because there's no dunking in it.
No dunking does kind of take away from the excitement. However, I will say this. In comparison, if you let me finish my sentence,
you don't get to finish.
Can I finish? Please, can I finish? Okay, I'm finished.
If I was going to finish my sentence was going to be, however, I will give it the nod in the last couple of years because even though it doesn't have all the excitement of dunking and all the other stuff, like it does seem like they take their game way more seriously than the men do. And so, and they compete harder.
I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for all you've done to your bodies. It's still real to me, damn it. I mean, thank you.
Take it easy, man.
Thank y'all guys. Y'all are awesome.
And so by that alone, it does make for more entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, like even though they don't dunk, it's like, yo, they out there playing hard and they actually trying to play. Like there's no load management. There's no, hey, we're going to take the night off because I don't feel like it or whatever. None of that shit. There ain't no half-assing it. It ain't no, I'm going to go score 7 points and then go to the club like we ain't just lose game 7.
If you like basketball, you would appreciate it.
And so, I mean, I'm saying, so the last few games I have seen, I've caught.
And women's college basketball has been way better than men's basketball.
Yeah, it has
100%.
been. I agree with that. So, you know, so competition, it goes a long way. It's, the problem that the NBA had before was the fact that when you got a better product, people are automatically gonna make the comparison. If it's basketball, this is a better product. This is gonna seem lesser than by comparison. But if this tends to go down, now you elevate because once again, people still making a comparison. It's way more competitive in the women's sport than it is the men's sport.
I personally believe the rise of WNBA basketball has been accredited. Like Asia Maya Moore installed electricity in the WNBA, right? Well, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoop, Tina Thompson, like that era, Rebecca Lobo,
Diana Taurasi.
Yeah, they like drew the blueprint for the WNBA.
But they've always had great players.
I'm saying, but Maya Moore kind of like put in the electrical work and all that, and then come Asia and them, they kind of cut the lights on, and then here come Caitlin and Angel Reese come through and like
Sabrina
and just furnish the whole place. So to me, I think that is why, because we saw Caitlin and Angel go at it in college, like Bird and Magic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they got some distinct, one guy up other than the other one, they get into lead, they fight and go against each other. So I think that kind of carried over from, and college basketball has done a WNBA great justice.
A huge favor.
So I think they should basically send them.
But I think a lot of it also has to do with how bad the men's side has got it. And it's like people are yearning for that competitiveness that we saw in the 90s and early 2000s that we don't necessarily see anymore. And it's like, yo, I got to get that fix from somewhere. And the WNBA is providing it.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, this penis party's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, this penis party's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, this penis party's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
You ain't gonna see it now because people keep blowing their Achilles out.
Yep, well.
That's the NBA. I think that's due to the NBA schedule. I think that's their biggest fix going into next year. The fact that, like, I think I had read like 1 year Michael had like 5 back-to-backs the whole year. And you got to think this year players got 20 back-to-backs. Like, you got people playing back-to-back-to-back. Everybody going hurt into the playoffs. And then you playing, and then I think NBA wanted it, I think after like in the middle of round 2, or no, at the end of round 1, that they wanted to play every other day so they can meet the June deadline for the finals, to the TV schedule. So now you
I gotta look that up because the schedule is way better than it used to be.
I had them playing like every other day.
Because I remember games where it was back-to-back in the 90s, where it's like the one team
I'm talking
would
about
play.
the season. I'm talking about the season. Like,
that's what I'm saying. In the season, they'll play like, I remember, I forgot who was playing. I think it was like the Bulls and the Sixers would play one night in Philly, and then the very next night they playing in Chicago.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but the NBA got way more back-to-backs now, though.
The Pistons and the Sixers did that this year.
Yeah.
Like they legit they had a back-to-back like from city to city this year.
And they also do how they did it this year. I think it was 3 times how the Lakers play the Spurs, then they had a night off, and then the night after that they'll play the Spurs, and then they fly back home and the Spurs play them in LA. Like,
right, but I'm saying, but there was days in between that.
So no, that second one they had a day from the first game to the second game was a break, and then that second game when they flew back to LA, that was a back-to-back. So their schedule was really treacherous for me right now.
I can't log out of this, but I want to check that out.
I think what for the schedule is probably just like what you just said. It's all based off of TV.
Yeah.
So like back then you didn't have ESPN, ABC, and all these networks basically running it. So where it's like the schedule, you probably could get a little bit more space out for games,
But
and then you had your TV games. you wouldn't have a situation as much as like, because who was always on TV for the NBA? Right? It's still the Lakers, right?
Yeah,
so you think of I'm saying, you think about how the Lakers NBA, like how their games go throughout the season. If they got that many nationally televised games, you're doing everything you can to be able to squeeze them and put them in prime time. Whereas probably before, you probably had a little bit more space. There are
fewer back-to-back games in the NBA now than in the past. The league has been making efforts to reduce the frequency in back-to-back games to improve player health and game quality, according to NBA.com.
What I was saying is that you probably didn't see as many games, and everything was spaced out probably a little bit different back then. Because of the lack of TV coverage.
No, I agree with that, but I'm just saying in the past, it says in the past during the 2002 to 2003 to 2014, 2015 seasons, the average NBA team played nearly 20 back-to-back sets per season.
The
league has significantly,
What year was that?
2002 to 2015. The league has significantly reduced the number of back-to-back sets. For example, the average team in the 2023-2024 season played 14 back-to-back sets.
That's still a lot of
back-to-backs. That's what I'm saying. From 2002 to 2015, they had 20 back-to-backs.
But I'm just saying the trend is going down. Like the argument
I'm not saying that it's not.
But I'm saying
down.
They still had less back-to-backs than Mike did.
No,
that's not from 2002 to 2015.
No, it's saying 2002, 2015 had 20 back-to-back sets.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 14. No, I don't know if they can. Let me see. Let's go back to the 80s.
I don't know is it going to go back.
I was going to say I don't even know if they can.
Like I said, that was my point. Is that the fact that the TV schedule is probably squeezing a lot more of these games to put them in certain time slots, rather than you think about like a baseball schedule similar to like an NBA schedule. Sometimes you end up with they might play a Friday night game. Maybe at like 7, 8 o'clock at night on the road, and then come back.
Or you got to play on NBC, and then you got to play the next night on Amazon Prime, or 2 nights away. I guess so. It's just
like I said, you come back home from playing a Friday primetime game, and then maybe your next game on TV primetime again isn't until maybe like Wednesday or Thursday, but maybe your next game back is a Sunday, but it's at Sunday 7 o'clock. Then maybe you play. Call it Tuesday at like 1 o'clock.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
which is why I think the bubble was great basketball, because everybody got the same amount of rest, same amount of sleep, ate the same food, and just balled.
But then you can also say like
tell that to NBA players, they hated it.
Yeah,
all of their luxuries were taken away from them.
But I was gonna say, if we're talking about
what was them?
Because the staff they have now, the nutritionists and all that other stuff, the travel accommodations that they have now compared to the past is like night and fucking day.
Well, Nick Van Exel said they blowing their Achilles because they all wearing low tops.
Wrong.
I mean, I don't know. Somebody got to do some research on that. Ugliest release though, and this is more stupid than ugly. Nike Air Force One low, dirty triple white.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
That shoe that's supposed to get wider. I just think it's such a dumbass concept, and I feel bad for any dumbass that spent any amount of money.
But you know who that shoe is targeted for.
Still dumbasses.
Thank you so much, Mr. Funk, for saying what needed to be said. I don't want to see another one of these.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know who that shoe is for and targeted to. So, I mean, I don't.
But you know, the funny thing is who was targeted to. Do you think they actually went on swoosh.com to go get them?
No.
They probably tried going to Dick's Sporting Goods.
No.
Yeah. They gonna wait for them to go on sale.
No, they bought a white one and just beat it.
What?
They did it themselves.
Once again, why are we doing so? Why?
No,
but I'm just saying, like from Nike's standpoint, you thought selling me a dirty Air Force One was gonna make me what?
Well, remember it gets
wider. No, it doesn't. I saw Brendan Dunn's video. That shit remained the same. It's that meme where the guy talking about he lost weight. He's standing there, and then it was like before and then after. He just standing 10 feet further back.
Never seen that.
It's like, yeah, I put it in the video. Like it's just you're the same person, the same weight, just standing further back from the camera. Yeah, you got smaller in the camera, but you didn't lose any weight. You still fat.
Boom, roasted.
So it's like the shoe is still dirty. I don't give a fuck how hard you scrub that shoe. I mean, once again, I put the video up, scrubbing feverishly, and that shit looked just as dingy as when it went in the water. So I mean,
we got a dirty Air Force One before total foam posit max. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Utterly disgusting.
Like to me though, it's just funny though that they tried to sell people on the concept of it's going to get whiter. Like
they told you too that shoe was too expensive to make, but they made other shoes that was even more expensive. You made Marty McFly's, right? You made them joints. You made the Hyper Adapts, 2 different series of them, and the running ones. And not only that, you said the 17s cost too much to make, so that's why we don't really do them like that. And you dropped the Lightnings, the Carolina Blues, and now you're gonna drop the collabs with Homeboy, the white and black and red ones, and the white, black, and purple ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you ain't got a lot in my face, man. Don't do that. Don't solve that. Don't
you sound like I said it. I just told you what they told me.
I'm not saying you said it. I didn't point at you and say. I'm just saying like that's just just give us a shoe that people want. This is a time to make a shoe limited. Like, hey y'all, this shoe costs a lot of money.
Everything else.
So we're gonna make a limited batch, and it's for a niche market. That shoe is not appealing to everybody. Just give people what they want, bro.
That's that age midsole all over again.
Yeah, like just give people what they want.
Don't get an idea.
You made 5 shoes that nobody wanted versus making 1 shoe everybody been begging for. You would have made your money. He ain't lying.
Oh, we agree.
Or the Zoom Flight 5s, Jason Kidd's shoe with the little bug out on the side. You could have, not the double one, but the one that was his first shoe. Yeah. Like that one, people have been begging for. You could have gave us that shoe.
Oh, yeah, they could have been dropped to Jason Kidd.
I'm surprised they have it. Like, dog. And you could have make all them joints Pro Tros and have all the all the NBA players hooping in them.
Or the Pippen 2s. Can we get retros of that? I mean, no, because I just got mine refurbished.
Actually, no. That's the point that I feel like is more egregious. You can make any shoe a Pro Tro at this point now. That whole bullshit that people like to throw out there of, oh, well, the technology for the shoe doesn't exist. That's bad technology.
You can drop Pro Tros of the Jason Kidds or the Gary Paytons or whatever to buy you time while you research and develop new stuff. He ain't lying.
Preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. Like, listen, you ain't got to sell me on it. I tell them the same thing when I talk to them. Or
I just I do love the lies or their theories that they throw out there of why they can't do certain stuff, but yet they prove that they can when they want to.
Oh, when they want to. I mean, that's why I don't pay attention. Like
And you put Jordans that didn't come in suitcases like that 17 did not come to a suitcase. I had the black and white box that came with the towel and the dust bag. Did not come in a suitcase. Like y'all actually went out y'all way to make that suitcase.
That's why I pay attention to what they don't say or I read between the lines. Because it's
you look at them like you look at some girls like, oh, I'll never do that. Sometimes when a woman says she won't do, it's sometimes an indication of what she will do.
It's like I just kind of roll my eyes like, all right, okay, we'll see. That's always my attitude. We'll see. So, big news broke the sneaker internet this week. Dick's Sporting Goods to buy struggling shoe chain Foot Locker for $2.4 billion.
You dick!
It actually came out of nowhere.
I don't believe that they were struggling. I think that the corporate put that out as a means to justify why they sold it as somebody.
Well, the story kind of breaks down.
When you look at the share price,
yeah,
from that lens, it looks.
You know how much Pepsi stock is? You know how much Pepsi stock is? It's not that much, is it?
Oh, it's a lot. It's about one.
Oh yeah, I forgot y'all own chips and everything.
153 a share.
One thing, okay, because I know companies
and it actually went down. It was 158 a couple years ago.
I watch companies who have stock prices that are not great who are doing just fine. I work for a company that has a stock price.
That's the thing, though.
That's what I was saying. Like, according to the stock price, they are struggling.
Like, if you're one of us, because I think Foot Locker is worth $8 billion. $8 billion, give me $8 billion.
Right.
But when you're a global company, $8 billion, especially if you're trending downward, that's not a good thing.
But the other thing too is what's funny.
There's a lot of factors to that.
But everybody's trending down.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was gonna say
trending down.
But that's why I was gonna get into it. Yes. Because there is.
You go based off stock price. Yeah, nobody's doing good. Right?
Stock prices already.
They fluctuate.
You gotta be able to read into it because you're right. They fluctuate too much to ever people get frantic. Like,
And
they drop
it's
10 points.
smoke and mirrors.
And it's like,
And
no, if they
like-
drop 1,000 points, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's smoke and mirrors too, because as soon as that
It
announcement
is.
went out, stock prices jumped. So it's
Thank
like,
you.
you're
'Cause
like,
a lot of it is
it's
based on just news
hype
headlines, you know, and just like, all right, bro. Like, so you kind of have to know what to react to and what not to react to, you know, in stocks or whatever. So anyway, in an article written by Michelle Chapman for AP News, Dick's Sporting Goods is buying the struggling footwear chain Foot Locker for about $2.4 billion, the second buyout of a major footwear company in as many weeks as business leaders struggle with uncertainty over Trump's tariffs. Dick's said recently that they expect to run Foot Locker as a standalone unit and keep the Foot Locker brands, which include Kids Foot Locker, Champ Sports, WSS, which is like, what was that?
That's on the west side of this.
Yeah, it's a West Coast store.
Yeah,
Can't think of the name.
It's
of
like a
off the top of my head.
surf store almost.
And Japanese sneaker brand Atmos. Both companies are led by women. Lauren Hobart became CEO at Dick's in 2021, while Mary Dillon has served as CEO of Foot Locker since 2022. Foot Locker announced the turnaround plan in 2023 in part to help improve its relationship with big brands. Speaking at the JP Morgan Retail Roundup conference recently, Mary said that Foot Locker is working closely with Nike, specifically in categories including basketball, sneaker culture, and kids. They struggling with sneaker culture. How are they going to work with y'all? Okay. Anyway, shares of sporting goods.
That's what your man's is there for.
Who? Oh, man. God, no. Lord help us all. Shares of sporting goods and athletic shoe companies.
It was too low hanging fruit.
It was. Have been under pressure all year. Foot Locker stock has plunged 41% this year. Now, 41% is pretty significant.
I think, but also too, that's this year. But I guess sometimes you gotta look at it from, to me, okay, the numbers dropped 41% this year, but if 25% of that number drop was from Trump tariff announcements, like, yes, it's technically a part of this year, but when like most of that drop was from that announcement. But go ahead, I can get my 2 cents from inside and out.
It is also facing pressure elsewhere, with major athletic companies like Nike and Adidas shifting their sales strategies, which I was going to bring up too, because it's almost like they're trying to circle back in some way to DTC.
It's too late.
Foot Locker, based in New York City, offers Dick's a lot of potential, namely its huge real estate footprint, and would give the Pittsburgh company its first foothold overseas. Foot Locker has about 2,400 retail stores across 20 countries in North America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. It also has a licensed store presence in Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. Foot Locker had global sales of $8 billion last year. 33% of Foot Locker sales come from outside the U.S. The combined companies would generate approximately 12% of sales internationally on a pro forma basis. The deal also broadens Dick's customer base, with sneaker collectors anxiously anticipating new drops from Foot Locker. Neil Saunders, managing director of global data, said in an email statement that Foot Locker, which has a 4.3% share on the sporting goods market, will give an immediate boost to Dick's.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Gay! That's the pause of the day so far.
Yeah, that's
Pause.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the struggle reading this without laughing is crazy. He added, it will give Dick's substantially more bargaining power with national brands, especially in the sneaker space. Foot Locker shareholders can choose to receive either $24 in cash or 0.1168 shares of Dick's common stock for each Foot Locker share they own. Dick said they anticipate closing on the Foot Locker deal in the second half of the year. The transaction still needs approval from Foot Locker shareholders. Dick's stock dropped more than 10% before the market opened, while shares of Foot Locker surged more than 82%.
So if I buy another company, how my stocks drop, but the company that's getting bought, their stocks go up. Gotta love it.
But I think too, it's also percentages too, because like, So, like for example, if you lose 10% and then gain 10%, you still lose.
No, I agree. I agree with that because I mean, because you buying that company, so you absorbing whatever increase.
No, but it's like but just the math of it. Like, so if I have $100 and I lose 10%, right? 10% of 100 is 10, right? So that takes me down to 90. But if I gain 10%
off the 90,
that's $9. So I lost $1. So
no, I agree. That I'm just saying, going back to the article was like, that's almost like somebody saying, "Oh my goodness, the struggling Jay-Z Volume 2 album is now going on vinyl." It's like, man, like stop.
But I think it's within context, though.
Because Dix wouldn't have necessarily bought it for that much. It was struggling that well, and from our standpoint, I mean, just from that standpoint, is that the whole shoe game is like struggling. So if I sell heavy, your product, you struggle, you're going to take them down with you. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you.
So I think that's what it is. So I personally believe that maybe that shareholder, CEO, board of directors, they feel like we can just cash in and let it go.
But I think
it's a lot of uncertainty.
But this is why I think the only part I would disagree in is you see struggling companies get bought all the time because whether there's value in their name, like they mentioned in the article, there's value in their real estate holdings. You know what I'm saying? Like there's value in whatever inventory they still have left.
I think they bought them to increase their allocation bargaining with Nike.
I do think there's something to that.
The same reason why when DTLR in Villa, as far as Villa, they just wanted to get out. So that's what they was up for sale too. But DTR said if I bought Villa, then when I go to Nike, I could ask, they got to up my allocation.
Yeah.
Right? So that's that. Then JD Sports was like, well, you absorb them stores. If I'm trying to get into that space where Jimmy Jazz is, because you got to think JD Sports bought Finish Line. At that time when they did, it was starting to decline. Free runs, this is like 2012 to 2015. Free run was over, no pun intended, right?
Yeah.
The Shocks kind of fell off a little bit. Roshi runs saw their end as the Yeezy 350 emerged. So everything that Finish Line lean they had on wasn't hitting that like that no more, right? So when Finish Line said, okay, we'll take our losses, cash in, it was a good run, JD Sports bought them. Then as you see Jimmy Jazz and who bought Snipes and Villa DTLR, you see how they eating. JD Sports like, I need a piece of that too. Then you go buy DTLR, who had just bought Villa 2 years before. So,
but that kind of makes my point though, because Finish Line was struggling for how long?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. Like companies do buy out struggling. That's why you buy them out.
Went on Finish Line struggling because I worked
Finish
for
Line
both.
struggled for
Who I worked at both.
And I'm not saying Finish Line was Foot Locker. I'm saying the point is like the reason you buy it, like if it's thriving, like people do cash out because it's like, all right, I'll take that big lump sum of money or whatever. But people also do buy out struggling brands, and there's more than like the value is more than just what they sell. Like I said, Foot Locker just probably in his real estate.
That's what I was.
But I don't know if it's in that real estate because Foot Locker is paying high rent at some of these.
Yeah,
malls.
but here's the other part. In the article, it said this way now because Dick's doesn't have any presence outside of the U.S.
That part.
So now they have all of Foot Locker's international presence, which
is pretty big.
Well, think about this
33% is a nice chunk of change.
And what I keep thinking with that is think about the tariffs. So now that means instead of having me to have to pay that extra fee from the sneaker company to bring all the product to the U.S., now some of it no longer even has to go to the U.S. anymore.
I was gonna say because now, because I don't know if there's a Dick's Sporting Goods overseas, but with them owning Foot Locker now, like you say, they got the presence. So, and I'm gonna get to this letter to FDRA is like a lot of these companies make a lot of money outside the U.S.
Yeah.
Right. So it behooves them to have stores because, like I said, like Foot Locker alone makes 30. That's 1/3 of your income coming from international. That's pretty substantial. And so now that they're able to like kind of merge and increase that,
don't call it a merger,
or whatever, buyout, whatever you want to call it. Like. Yeah, I think
it's like Vince McMahon buying WCW. I bought my competition.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the other thing too that I think about it from a sneaker, from our perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you shop at?
What stores?
Yeah.
Well, probably
this is a way to get more black traffic. We already know that.
I know that's what I was going to say with that.
We know that from that.
Well, they did say sneaker culture. We already know that.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So this is every way possible to be able to just grow.
Yeah, because because when people buy sneakers, because they tried, right? They tried to do the a couple years ago. We went to Chicago.
Yeah, you gave us that wax script. That wax script to read.
Yeah,
the score thing was just
the score. Right. That was their attempt to get into sneaker culture.
Is the Foot Locker for Caucasian people?
I wouldn't even say that though. They don't even go there for that no more.
Yeah, they do. Hey, when I go into Dick's, pause.
Feel like they go to DSW.
Nah, they go in there for that. They go in there.
No, I feel like they go to Foot Locker too.
Nah, not that.
You see a lot of them in Foot Locker just as much. I think when you see DSW,
this is why I say that. You go in a Foot Locker, there's probably 80% black people, 20% Caucasians, right? And I would say 10, about 50. I'll say 65 black people, 65% black people.
I guess it depends.
I'll say about 10% Caucasians, and then the other.
You know what they go to Dick's Sporting Goods for? They go for clothes, like to whether it's working out and all the other shit, and like all the like workout equipment. Sports equipment, like you need to buy like a basketball. That's what they go there for.
But they up there, they get Jordan releases now. They got dunks now. They got a lot of stuff. Like
They don't get all of
sometimes
them,
I had to go to Dick's Paul's to see Agent Wilson collection. You know what I'm saying? So like that is the thing where now they have it. And to be honest with you, I used to tell people all the time when I was a store manager at other stores, Dick's has the best women's clothing collection, right? So now it can feed one to the other, right? So now I could funnel some of that Nike channel because everybody got a channel now. Foot Locker now Nike has to treat Dick's Sporting Goods as Foot Locker as one channel. So now all that stuff that may not sell in Dick's Sporting Goods because you don't get black people traffic like that, you can put it in the ladies' Foot Lockers.
Yeah, I mean,
but they
it
gives them more leverage though, because now they one entity as opposed to two. So it definitely gives them more leverage to
Well, I think too, it also is going to make it harder for Nike to be able to go back to, like you was about to say, revisit the direct-to-consumer model. Well, now how can you do it when now you have essentially now the largest footwear distributor probably of?
Because I don't think so. I think the way I don't know the specifics of it. The way I'm just going to surmise it is like they're still going to do like the wholesale with all the other stuff, but like the definite shit like. They'll have like some LeBrons in the stores, right? They'll have some KDs and all this other shit.
They're gonna
like
shoot themselves in the foot.
The zero tier shit is going to be them exclusively.
They still tier it that way.
I'm just giving you an example.
Okay.
I don't know if they still tier that, but just for like descriptive purposes.
Yeah. Okay.
But my thing is,
but Dick's Sporting Goods would be a place where some of that lower tiered stuff would be able to sell at.
Yeah, which does.
But I think too at the same time, where your retailers with Dick's Foot Locker might push back at it and say, hey, we moving all your BS. We're going to need some of that heat. Because we do earn the spot to carry some of your exclusive stuff. That's one. Number two, you made us rebuild all our Nike basketball stuff. Now we got this new experience inside the House of Hoops or something else now. Yeah. I forgot what's called on Amon Keller, the Foot Locker. So we spent money revamping and doing that to make shelf, right? We still carve out Nike product for your Nike product and releases. We still do raffles like you asked. So I think there's going to be some pushback on that. And number two, we just came from an event for a Tier 0 release. So if you move away from that, then now you're going to lose some of that brand luster because now people going to be like, there's no reason for us to conjugate or they're going to do other things. Or now when you say you can give all them threes and all them top-tier Jordans to the sneakers app, then New Balance or Aces is going to start shoulder top and Kicks Lounge or other little other little sneaker stores to do special events. And now, I keep all the Tier 0 to myself, but now you let room for other brands to come and give that same sneaker community feel for a product that you stepped away from.
The reason I say that, like, the reason I can still see them doing something with the boutiques is because it doesn't require too much, like, of their demand. Because it's like, usually these are like one-offs. Like, there's only like one Kicks Lounge, right? It ain't like they got a bunch of Kicks Lounges everywhere. So we can give you we can allocate X amount of shoes to your store and still have the bulk for ourselves, which is what they did. You know, it still dropped in the sneakers app, but, you know, also released that Kicks Lounge. And I think you'll still see like some LeBrons in the stores or whatever. Like, I'm not saying they're going to totally, like, it's just going to be the B grade shit. You're going to get some A grade shit, but you're not going to see the CO3s there. You're not going to see, you might see the 12s that dropped. You might see the Carmelo Anthony 12s. Like, shit like that. So you'll still see Jordans. And let's be honest, the general public, they see the logo.
That's what they're going to go for.
Right? They don't give a fuck. Like, we know the distinction between the two, right? But like the top tier shit, like the Black Label LeBrons that came out, was that this year? For
I
was
think
the All-Star.
Yeah, like, that's going to be
you do
straight up
yourself a
sneakers.
disservice by doing that, because if I bought all your inline regular product and here comes a nice colorway that now I got to go to you for, and also too, to be honest with you, grade school kids are carrying Nike basketball right now. Because a lot of kids from a middle school to high school will like wearing those shoes. Parents don't mind buying them because basketball shoes tend to last a little bit longer for kids than like Air Force Ones or Air Max and stuff like that. So when you start to pull away on some of that, I think that you may do yourself a disservice, because we went through that before during the Kobe era where they put all the Kobe kids shoes, and then what happened? You had to pull, Vanessa had to pull and tug with y'all. And
What?
play chicken until y'all gave in and started making kids Kobe. So you've been down that road before where you try to dial back, and you can't afford to do this when Adidas is picking up steam.
No, but I do think this is a sweet spot for Nike though, in the sense of, like, I'll give you the LeBron Bryce's world, I'll give you the LeBron whatever, but like I said, the top notch shit that I know is gonna sell, like that top shelf shit,
I'm gonna keep that for myself.
I'm gonna keep that for myself. And honestly, like, I think that's the perfect medium for them, because you still get LeBrons, you still get Jordans, you just don't get top shelf Jordans. You get, like I said, you get the white and sky blue 12s.
Yeah, but
like,
it'll
But
probably
I think that would make it to me, if I'm only gonna
like them 11s, it's gonna be a sneakers.
So, but I think if you say, if even them,
maybe at some point,
them Korean threes, right?
Yeah.
If you only make say 400 pair, right, hypothetically.
Yeah.
And then you keep 250 for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How much money are you really making from going direct to consumer for that shoe?
More than you would if you did.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say you making your profit margin gonna be a lot higher because
you get
dollar
100%.
amounts, but the shoes are still limited. Say what? That's what 80 times 300, right? So we're looking at what about 250,000, 240,000.
Yeah, but the other thing too is you also driving people back to you. You driving people back to you.
Yeah,
for once every 3 months.
Which is, but even if you driving them back to you, you still kind of like in the clear from. Rather than if you overproduce.
Now you hold on to shoes.
Yeah.
Like, so like
you do that, but then here's my flip side. You do that, cool. You make your 250,000. Then that, what I seen, some of them threes going for 500. So you done made $80 on the shoe.
That's
certain shoes.
But that's forever gonna be the battle.
No, but my thing is, you want to take some luster. You're not gonna stop reselling.
But you gotta look at
you want to dent in it.
Yes,
but no,
that's the thing
collaborations.
They got to be aware of.
They don't look at collaborations as money makers though. They use them as like more marketing than they do as like money makers. So because they know they're not gonna make enough pairs to ever.
But who did they collaborate on the Korean threes?
Kicks Lounge.
Huh?
Kicks Lounge.
Them the only place that sold the Korean threes.
No, that's not the only place, but they were the collaborators.
Oh, they was the collaborators for the Korean
that wasn't the only place you
even
could
for
get
the
them.
ones from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know they were the only ones who collaborated on that.
Yeah, that was they were the collaborators. The owner of that store was the collaborator for that shoe.
Okay, so I didn't. No, I'm saying I wasn't aware of that part because I seen them come out, but when they pushed them out the last time, they didn't attach no Kicks Lounge to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even when you go read on the sneakers app, they make no reference to that.
Yeah.
That is.
So that is why I didn't look at it as a collaboration,
Right?
Because they make no reference to him on the sneakers.
And I get that. I mean, once again, Nike doing a shit job of storytelling. I mean, go figure. But no, from a brand standpoint, because they don't look at collaborations like, oh, these will be money makers. They do look at them as eye catchers, right? So it's like, okay, they're gonna do well from a social media standpoint, which is going to garner, like you said, you're going to come back for the next collab, or we're going to drop something close to it, like Travis got ones, Mocha ones. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna like live off of this shit.
I think that sometimes that makes them waste money because sometimes when you drop,
I mean, if they sell,
but that's the problem. Why it's such a crapshoot, though.
No, I think only that shoe wasn't because I wasn't sure when that store sold. That shoe they didn't make a lot of that shoe.
Of which one?
That Mocha one.
They didn't?
No, there was not a lot of those shoes.
They bullshit because they had a lot of them at the Nike store.
I was gonna say probably because they sold the bulk of them on the sneakers app.
So from a retail standpoint, I think they kept some for themselves and pushed it hard. But I'm thinking from a retail standpoint, to me, then they didn't send a lot to those retailers as far as that shoe.
But that's my point. I think they like, okay, we understand we still need retailers, but at the same time,
I'm talking as far as the Travis, between that and the Travis Scott. Some people didn't like the Travis Scott because, a prime example, I love the Gary Payton's, the Zoom Flight 98s, the gloves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then Nike made the Sonova gloves.
Yeah.
And some like the hood people bought that shoe because it was like $30 cheaper than the other one.
And they mind it.
But the next year,
it's still a glove.
Yeah, but the next year though, the Zoom GP one with the clacks on the side, right? This is the latch on the side. Fire. Then they did one. I forgot it was a Zoom Flight something, and it had the Velcro instead of the latch. That shoe sat everywhere because it's like, no, that ain't the real one. So sometimes it can be hit or miss where, yeah, I can kind of fake you into doing that, or other times people might have disdain for that shoe.
It's a risk, but it's a calculated risk. And all I'm saying is this, is that if there are certain shoes that you have a good hunch that are going to do well. So you know what? We're either going to sell them all ourselves or we're going to like take the bulk of it, because that's still more money in our pocket, because wholesale is 50%, 100% always trumps 50%, especially if I think it's going to sell well. And even if it doesn't sell well, like, okay, cool, it's going to sell enough to where even if I reduce the price, that's still more than I would get wholesale. So I think this is their way of trying to leverage that sweet spot, to your point, because it is a risk, because, you know, it's hard to, I mean, it is kind of hard to determine what will and what won't, but we got to, like, we can look at a release date calendar right now and tell, just like NBA players, how they look at the calendar, win, loss.
I mean, I think we could tell it to an extent, but the one thing that we
never
get to see,
eyes.
we can't see production numbers though.
No, but I'm just saying, but we also looking at it from the eyes of people who've been in the game. I look at the Mellow 12s and saying, I got to get those. 60% of the sneaker industry might be like,
no, but there's a difference between saying I got to get those and saying, okay, they're gonna do well. Like
I'm
Mellow
saying
12s,
like,
I might be like, I want to get those, but I can also acknowledge this ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's why I say if we had a chance to see production numbers,
yeah,
clearly there's a shit ton of them sitting around out there.
But like, okay,
they made a bunch of them.
The UNC ones that just came out, I knew they weren't gonna do well.
Because people, here's my thing,
because I was like,
people are kind of getting jaded with the Reimagined theme on that.
Didn't I just say that?
No,
so I mean that's my thing.
But see, my whole point with that would be, then why would you mass produce? Why would you produce so many of those if they had limited the production of those?
Because they guess what it is prime example. It's a producer. I'm gonna give Timbaland and say, I know this beat is not that great, so I'm gonna sell it to you, but I'm gonna keep the fire stuff for my album. At some adventure, some rappers gonna catch on. Either give me that same fire stuff for your album, or I'm not doing no verses for your project. So I think, yeah, they getting it all, but retailers are also gonna peep too, because Nike do got to kind of show their hand a little bit when they go talk to them, and they're gonna catch on like, dog, you giving us all this mid stuff when
it's not a perfect thing. Like case in point, the Bulls, when they went 7-2-10, they lost 10 games. They lost one of those games to the Raptors. Now, if you would have asked Michael Jordan at the beginning of that season, are y'all gonna lose to the Toronto Raptors this year? He probably would say probably not. They did though, right? So case in point, they probably did think that shoe was gonna sell. Didn't, right? But I'm just saying, in general, you can look at certain shoes like 11s. We know that's gonna sell, right? They could say we're gonna drop a Concord 11 next year. Everybody and their mama know they gonna sell. Just because it's a Jordan 11 Concord, most coveted colorway of that shoe. They're going, certain things you just know are going to sell. So,
but we talk about like new colorways, like that Reimagined shoe is a new shoe. Like those things,
I mean, it's not. It is what it isn't.
It's
like,
new. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They just aged it. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying that very. I know we know this,
but like I'm pretty sure they thought that was going to sell or whatever. I mean, look, we've talked ad nauseum about how they choose to produce certain shoes, like the black and red ones. We talked about that ad nauseum, like why they chose to limit that and not the black toes. I don't know, but I'm just saying
the
that
Reimagined black toes.
Yes, right.
I don't think was they even reimagined.
Yeah,
they were called. They were called.
Yeah, they were called
reimagined. Those black and red, those Chicago ones, black toe ones.
It was called Reimagined.
Reimagined.
Yeah. That's the imagination. Let's get rid of
that's just enough.
That really pissed me
like, that was not no reimagined.
Hey Randy, how much time we got left? 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So
that really pissed me.
Yeah. No. That according to Jordan Brand, Reimagined is
I think
swapping one thing. Like I said,
but
like
it wasn't even reimagined because you seen him in that shoe in the article, so you didn't have to reimagine. If anything, it was a first time.
They're saying imagine if these had come out.
They aged.
That's what they're saying.
Didn't they age the midsole on it?
No,
I think they did.
I think they did age the mid. I think it's got a
think it has like an age
the
tint to
I don't
it.
remember. I saw that shoe a couple in stores numerous times. I remember seeing that age.
Yeah, you
midsole.
see exactly. You see it in the stores numerous times.
There's a reason why.
This is a red for age midsole.
I think some places.
I think it has like a sale midsole.
Some places is on sale right now.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? But that's how Jordan Brand's thing is like. Imagine if, like,
They could have called that rare air.
But no, this I always go back to, like, the 13s. Like, if you were saying, okay, this is Tinker's original sketch, and we're gonna release these as a reimagined, like, you know, like I can see that because there is a distinction between the release period we got versus what his original sketch looked like. I would even kind of sort of even say the 3s are like that.
That's what I was definitely about to say the 3 with the
because they had the Nike swoosh and they had
yeah.
Nike stitched on the inside. Okay, right. But if you're just gonna say we're gonna take the Wings logo off and say Air Jordan, like it's just kind of like, I mean, because technically by that standard, every Jordan
It's like a faint yellow. That's why, like from here, like certain stock photos,
it's just aged.
It's reimagined.
That ain't look like the age like on them Union ones.
Oh,
or
no,
even,
no,
or
no,
even,
I didn't say
or the UNC. No, even though UNC, you have more age sold on that.
Well, but even with that, I feel like it depends. It depends how you see it off the light.
And I'm saying I seen that shoe in store yesterday. And
But-
that UNC 1C, it has way more.
Yeah, I mean the levels of aging. I mean, there's 40 and there's 60, right? But I will say this, like going back to like if simply removing the Wings logo and putting Air Jordan on the heel is your idea of reimagining,
But it's
then
not even-
theoretically any Jordan 1 pre 2000, what was that, 13 is reimagined because they had the Jumpman logo instead of Nike Air.
He ain't lying.
And the cut.
Yeah, so it's reimagined. Technically, that's a reimagined Jordan. Like, I mean, if we gonna,
I think to me, it's
by
not,
their standards,
it's not reimagined because that shoe was actually made for him in '85, whatever. And then
no, with the Jumpman logo on it.
No, the one he had over his shirt.
No, I'm talking about, like, I'm saying my example of.
Yeah, I'm speaking to that shoe specifically.
Yeah.
I know you're speaking to it broadly, but I'm saying
Yeah.
specifically to that shoe that's not reimagined because you actually made that shoe for him, and now you're just releasing it for the first
I
time.
think they're saying, imagine these came out. That's what I think.
I mean, but they always fuck that stuff up.
You can't
Remember
say imagine these came out and released them.
Well, like, remember though, what
That's
was
like
that?
saying, that's like telling a police officer, imagine if I didn't get arrested. Imagine if you didn't arrest
Imagine
me.
if you didn't catch me.
Yes, that does not make any sense to say like I imagine.
Listen, I'm with you on it. I'm just trying to get in their head because it's like it's stupid as fuck to me too.
You giving them excuses is bothering me, man.
But that's just like what was that? What was that? 2019?
For what?
Was the master?
The remaster?
The
No, that was
remaster?
2014s.
Yeah, the remaster series.
It was the sevens.
It was like 2 shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
That was like
Everything
45 shoes.
Yeah, but
What shoes they remastered? They
It
did
was
the
the
2
10s,
fours.
It was the Free Blush shoes. It was like a whole bunch of shoes.
It was
I'm about to
two.
pull it.
It was the Columbia 4s. No, not Columbia 4s. It was the white and blue 4s. It was the black and gray 4s.
it was the white and navy.
It was the 4 pluses. I'm sorry. It was the French blue 7s.
French blue 7s. When did the 10?
Was it a 10 in there?
Wasn't the Shadow 10 supposed to be?
Was the Shadow 10 supposed to be reimagined?
It was either the Shadow 10 or a Steel 10.
Wasn't the Steel 10s. Promise you that.
I feel like it was the Shadow 10.
Right here. I told you it was like 5. It was more than 4 shoes. It was the Columbias, them double nickels, Statue of Liberty.
How is Statue of Liberty going to be
Chicago
remastered?
That's what I'm saying.
It's an original cover. That's bullshit.
But that's what I was going to say.
The Oreo 4s. I told y'all, I know I ain't crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. How is that remastered if it's never came out?
Yeah, how you remastering shit that ain't never come out?
How is Statue of Liberty going to be remastered?
Nah.
I said part of the remaster rollout. I said remaster rollout.
Nah, you giving them too much credit. Nah, I'm mad at you.
That was remastered. This was part of the remaster program. Are they originally released? No. That's like Michael Jackson.
So what you remastering?
Biggie remastering.
You can't remaster.
Ready to Die and adding low key sneaking 3 more songs on there. Like that's not remastered, bro. I understand that, but I'm saying I was speaking to the remastered rollout they had.
Remastered to me means shoes that came out and was
what
like,
you
all right,
mean? What you talking about?
reconfigured.
What you mean versus what Nike put out is 2 different things. We know that.
Well, that's why.
100%. Yeah.
No, right,
we
and
know.
I'm arguing that.
Yeah,
Just like
I'm
you was arguing my point before when I was giving them an excuse.
They don't get their shit right.
Not at all.
But I'm speaking to. It told y'all it was 7 shoes. I told y'all.
That's ridiculous. You're gonna bring up the Statue of Liberty 10s. Like,
Because that's what I said. I was like, I know it was a 10 involved
like I
in
said,
this.
the white and blue 4s and the black and gray, those shits dropped before. The first 7s, those dropped before.
No, the
double niggas dropped before. That's like
wasn't
4.
The Toro 4?
Was that part of
that too?
The double nickels was part of the remastered?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give them that.
Yeah, so it's 4 shoes.
So what's that? That's 4 shoes.
It was 7 shoes total. 4 of them C's were acknowledged as remastered.
Statue of Liberties don't count.
The TL4s was part of that.
Fuck no.
And Statue. And,
fuck no.
That's a new
Bulls on
colorway.
Broadway. Bulls on Broadway was on that.
Well, that was I was gonna say I knew it was a red shoe in there too.
Yeah, those 3 shoes do not fucking count, especially those Teal 4s. Those Teal 4s are trash.
They were part of the press release.
Wasn't the Oreos on there too?
Yeah, Oreos was on there too.
Yeah, the Oreos. Because
I was gonna say Oreos and French Blues made sense in the Columbia 4s.
Yeah, that
those
made sense.
But yeah, all of the Statue of Liberty. Because the Statue of Liberty and Bulls on Broadway should have been part of a different pack rather than part of the remaster pack.
No, they were part of their remaster program, but those 2 shoes, I think they came out in like 3 months of each other. And those 2 shoes are part of All-Star Weekend in New York.
I think we can all agree Nike and Birdman be on some shit sometimes. And then,
nah, you just defended them 5 minutes ago. Now
I
you
know. I was
he was
making that point.
Yeah,
before you
came in. Like we both been saying, like I was just being silly. Like yo, like fuck these niggas.
Jesus Christ.
But
he go home and rub his Nike tattoo like this. It's gonna be
one Nike tattoo.
Rub his swoosher thing.
I wish I would.
He come in here trying fake hate with us, and then he go back home and log into a swoosher account.
Listen, I'll tell you this: if you ever see a brand logo on me, man, it wasn't about it. I didn't put it on there.
I mean, you got to think.
One
is on your foot. One is on your foot
Jesus
at least
logo, ain't it?
16 hours a day.
Not even.
Do the cross count?
Only wear shoes like doing a show and even at work. I take my shoes off. What's that?
That cross count is Jesus logo, don't it?
Jesus has a logo.
I mean,
and if he had a logo, he would pick the cross.
According to some people,
yes, he would. That's a cross. It's symbolic, dog. That's where he died on, which makes Easter the most important Christian holiday.
I guess. I don't know. It feels man-made, but anyway,
there's that logo for you.
All right, I guess. Anyway,
ain't you no way you dissing the cross more than the swoosh logo.
Who said I'm not dissing either one? I just asked if that would be his logo.
You don't go to church anyway, though. So I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, like the symbol of my death, I wouldn't want it to be my logo.
You know how many people have done? Like, I guess
if I get stabbed, I don't want y'all to remember me with a knife. Like, it's crazy.
But that's how most people who pass away remember how they passed away. Mike is like. Half of his career is remembered from the moonwalk and his music. The other half is how he passed away.
And that's
but you don't like
Biggie Pac. Like,
but that's
like I wouldn't get a tattoo of Peels like rest in peace Michael Jackson.
But that's like when people like getting like accidents or whatnot, they go visit the site where the person got into an accident at.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, they go visit the site. They don't get the tattoo of a car crash.
Well, but that's remembering like, damn, bro, you died right there.
Yeah,
like,
but they don't have a T-shirt with the car crash on it, like rest in peace so and so.
You might have gave some hood dudes.
People go to where Nipsey.
Yeah, they go to the place because that's the last place that person was. And it's like
so it becomes symbolic.
The place becomes that's a tangible place. You don't try to you don't put a car crash on a shirt and say rest in peace. Like nah, you try to find something else. Most people try not to think about how they died.
But they go to the place
where
they
the person who
died.
You think about the people.
No, I'm saying most people try not to think about how they died. Most like. The actual place that's
Michael Jackson would not want people to remember him from the last.
No, I'm saying you can actually go to
people do
you go to Graceland, right? That's because Elvis lived there and he died there, so it's a tangible connection for you. Like a car crash is not a tangible connection. The location is, the car crash isn't. Like I said, if I get shot, I don't want nobody with a picture of a gun on their shirt, like hey, rest in peace Caesar. Like no. Like a wreath or something.
But you can't. But where you're going, you can't control how people remember you.
That's an argument about whether I could control it or not.
We're speaking to the people how they remember.
Yeah,
not to the private person.
That would just suck to me. If I get shot, somebody gets a tattoo of a gun. Rest in PCs. Like no.
But you didn't get shot for everybody.
That's all y'all doing the east side.
You didn't get shot for everybody's sins.
I mean, I could have. How you know? I mean, you never know.
So you took the bullet for other cartels.
He take the bullets for all influencers.
I put it like this. I'm definitely not taking one for Guru, but no,
So I ain't gonna ever ask you to get shot.
This is episode. I don't know where we at. I'm gonna say 330 something.
Almost like 330s for life. 330s for the last 3 months.
Get a tattoo of that.
What? 330
330 for life.
Nah, I ain't get 330 for life. People confuse that with Cleveland area code.
Oh wow! All right, man. We out.
Jeez.